published last year in the Uncensored magazine, which I want to read you something out of. It's a selection of mutated viruses which has killed an average of 25% of those infected. This is just all in the last 5 years. A Nipah virus currently in Bangladesh is killing 75% of sufferers. It's a mutation passed from human to human. There's new viral infections transmitted between animals and humans, include pigs, goats, sheep, bats, chickens, and of course rodents. There's a chikungunya virus has travelled in India and from Africa. 75% of some villages have contracted the disease. The new variant of hand, foot and mouth disease. 45,000 kids in China have got that. There's a new flavivirus closely related to the tick-borne Kayan forest disease virus. This is in Saudi Arabia. West Nile virus is mutated and arrived in North America. This has infected tens of thousands of people. There's bird flu, SARS. These are viral mutations directly killing humans. We wrote this last year, and since then we're now actually in a pandemic, and all the stuff I've been writing about it is about the risks within pandemics. Now, and it's not just us. You know, it's affecting animals, insects. It arrived in the Great Lakes. There's like millions of fish have died, of 17 different varieties of fish. Wow, alright, it's not millions. Hundreds of thousands of fish have died. Now, why is there an increase? The scientists putting their hands up and saying, Jesus, this is a lot going on. There's a lot of mutations that are happening. And why? Well, I'm saying that it's likely to be because of what our scientists are doing, the genetically modified organisms that we have in our environment, and the use of the antibiotics. Now, antibiotics have been fed to bees, it's been fed to cattle and our domestic animals. It's been fed to us, and it lowers the species barrier 10,000 times. It makes it 10,000 times more likely for a mutation to happen. So it's pretty obvious. Now, whether or not there's a risk with the swine flu is what we're asking. Something needs to happen here. We need to check this thing out. These mutations are dangerous for us, and we're going to face another 150,000 of these. Now, there was a big meeting back in 2003. This is where like hundreds of biotech people got together, and they had this big meeting, and they got very excited about all the things that they could do. A little bit politically orientated, the conference. Now, these guys were discussing the future of the technology, what they were going to put their money towards. And they were doing risks assessments. You know, they were saying, well, this is risky and that's risky. And they summarised the thing at the end of the conference, and this is what they had to say. There is an urgent need to address biosecurity issues in relation to transgenic organisms. However, the group did not have enough time to address these specific issues in sufficient details. Now, these are the guys that are like running this technology and making the decisions and spending the money and making the direction of the science. It's a little bit like saying, or dentists saying that, you know, we think everything's great, but we're not sure what's going on in the people's mouths. Or a dairy farmer saying like, wow, you know, it all looks good, but we're not sure if the cows like it. You know, we don't know what's happening to the cows. Microorganisms is what genetic engineering is about. It's how they transfer the genes. It's what they use. It's their tools. To say that, oh, there's a real urgent need, and not address it, and not put any funding towards checking out what's going there, it's totally irresponsible. someone needs to be held to account. Somebody needs to stand up and say, this is your guys' expertise. This is what you guys deal with. You deal with microorganisms, and you're dealing with the risks involved in it, and you didn't have enough time to actually find out what those risks entailed. It was a cop-out. It sounds like a political decision rather than a scientific one, and it's led us astray. We need to address this and get it back on the right track.